I think what's really important for me is that like I am such a humongous advocate for females in sport in general, netball, rugby, football, cricket, whatever that may look like for you. There are so much pressure on our young, impressionable women nowadays, and I feel a massive responsibility to ensure that I am almost spearheading the right direction to give really empowered thoughts, I guess, to our women, whether that be through body image or whether that be through knowing that it's absolutely okay to be in a gym and be strong and be powerful, and you deserve that space. So it's really hard to be a young woman nowadays, but it's really hard to be a young female trying to find a way in sport. So I think anything that ensures that our young athletes feel that they can command the space because they deserve to be there is really, really critical. I think for me it's just about removing the sport or the competitive nature about it and just talking about being active and feeling comfortable in the skin you're in, particularly as a woman. You know, I think there is a lot spoken about nowadays around the generation that we're in with social media and the perception of what you should look like or what on earth that even means. Like, I'm a strong woman, I spend a lot of time in the gym and I'm so proud of that. Like, I'm so proud of the way that I look and so proud of what my body can do, and I think that's a really important message all of us look very different, and that's okay, as long as you are working incredibly hard for your sport or just being active in general. Like, that has to be a win, and that should be our starting point. Like, what do you need to feel better in your own skin? That could be going for a walk, that could be going for a walk to get a coffee, that could be going on a 5k run. Not what I would do for fun, but other people do. For me, my version of that is going and doing a CrossFit class. Like, so we all have different niches, but it's finding comfortability in what works for you and having a voice that champions that. From an athlete's perspective, it's really critical that we start instilling as early as possible how to like bulletproof yourself mentally. And it's human nature, isn't it? We all look for the easy. Like, I do it in my job. I go like, or as an athlete, I'll use that example. I go, do you know what? I've just got to get through pre-season, and then things will get easier. They don't. Like, I've just got to make it through this part of the season, and then things will die down. And they don't. Or in my office job, I go, right, I've just got to make it through the signing window, and then things will get better. Like, there's no way of like, the easy bus never comes around. So it's just about bulletproofing yourself to deal with hard stuff really well. Because if I can deal with hard stuff really well, I don't have to wait for things to get easy. I just learn to adapt. I learn to adapt better to really hard situations. And I think that's probably one thing my personal growth has done over the last 5-6 years, is like, there's one thing I've learned in the coaching position that I'm in, is the only thing certain is uncertainty. So I think it's just about learn to adapt in training situations, learn to adapt in performance situations. Because that's all athletes really want from you, I guess, is that humanistic approach. You're human, right? And I don't have to have all of the answers, because I definitely don't. But everything we do is aligned to what I try and pride myself on as a human, not a netballer. I'm a person who plays netball. Netball isn't who defines who I am. And if we don't win the Super League with me as a coach, that doesn't make me less of a human being. You know, I'm a daughter, I'm a partner, I'm an auntie, and I value myself on all of those things so much higher than what I can contribute to a netball court, ironically, considering I care so much about it. So if my humanistic behaviours are hard work, gritty, do or die work ethic, and just being a really honest human being, for better or for worse, which means we will always be able to sit down in the right circumstance over a coffee and maybe a croissant and talk about what you need and what I need and how we get to that middle ground, then I have to live true to that, to everything that I do. People may not like it, because athletes don't like everything. They always want everything their own way, but they'll respect it. And I think that always helps us move forward. So there's probably the two takeaways that I would take over the last 6 years.
It's just fantastic, and that is one of the hardest interviews I've ever had to do. So anyway, just fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Thank you for really enjoying it.